Back in the day, I used this song as an intro for my college radio programs, and I loved it. I absolutely just loved it. It drove me to the brink of insanity and just made me go even harder when I did my breaks during those times. And you know what? I feel pretty raunchy right now. So let's get down to business. Mike Siciliano, episode 5. What to call this one? How about the world thinks the world is ending? Nah, that's kind of stupid. How about the fans need to grow up? Okay? The fans need to frickin' grow up. I mean, let's call it as we see it here, ladies and gentlemen. They are doing the best they can with what they have. The ending to Raw Monday night, no, it wasn't the greatest, but what do you expect? They changed it 14 times. Eventually, you're going to see Vince McMahon come back. Eventually, you're going to see Vince McMahon versus Triple H. And, one thing leads to another. It'll end up being Triple H and the Big Show. Is that a great match? I don't know. Is it a great match? Is it a marquee match? I don't know. But it is worthwhile to see. It's certainly not garbage. It's certainly not Katie Vick. It's certainly not the garbage that Aces and Eights has turned out to be. It's something. It's decent. Is it perfect? Not even close. But what the hell do you want? You're going to ask for perfect every single week? If you did that, you'd be running the goddamn network. You'd be running the goddamn air. And you're never going to do that. So stop looking. The amount of people that I heard absolutely scream bloody frickin' murder about Damien Sandow is definite. Absolutely definite. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Did I like seeing Damien Sandow cash in the way he did this week? I don't know. Maybe they could have done it differently. But to be honest with you, did any of you truly think that Damien Sandow was going to win the World Heavyweight title? Even when he won Money in the Bank? I didn't. And that was back when Del Rio was champion. I didn't think he was going to win it then. I mean, let's be honest here, ladies and gentlemen. Sandow's not a champion yet. However, let's also call it as we see it here. Sandow did a tremendous job making himself into a star Monday night. He took Cena to the absolute limit. He drove Cena to the brink. And as much as the world is going to hate the storyline with Cena being Superman, and believe me, we all know that the world is going to hate the Cena Superman angle. Let's call it as we see it. It's the way to play it right now. It is the way to do it. You came back early. How else are you going to play it? How else are you going to make this championship relevant and this reign relevant? You make him look like Superman because obviously he did something incredible if he came back 2.5 months early. Sorry. So, I mean, instead of people thinking that Sandow got buried by Cena and everybody else is getting buried by Cena, blah, 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 and all that other crap, Sandow performed admirably. He made himself strong. He made himself into a main event contender. He wasn't a main event winner at 9 o'clock on Monday night. He could be now. He wasn't before. So let's move on. What can I say about Dean Ambrose that hasn't been said? Dean Ambrose is a beast. Yes, Big E Langston is a bigger beast. But there's a difference here. Dean Ambrose might not be the biggest dog in the fight, but he just might be the sickest. Ambrose is as close to a complete talent as you're ever going to see in the business. He could sell, he could talk, he could technical, he could beat you within an inch of your freaking life, and he doesn't have a problem stooping to the ends of the earth to get the job done. Big E has shown a lot of potential in these matches with Ambrose. I think eventually Ambrose will drop the title to Big E. I think Big E will continue to develop into something quite interesting as time progresses. This is definitely a nice little nugget to the main course of the WWE product. Yes, I use the term nugget. God help me. And also, we all see the seeds of the Shield breaking up. And we knew it had to happen soon. The Shield the run that the Shield has been on has been nothing short of legendary. We haven't seen a run of a tag team, of a 3-person tag team like this since the Freebirds or the NWO. And actually, I wouldn't even put the NWO in the same category. You haven't seen a 3-man team dominate like the Shield has since the Freebirds. Tell me somebody else that has. 3 men dominate to this extent. I want to know. Tell me. Because I haven't seen it. But the Shield breaking up, it worries me, but it has to happen. Okay? It will happen eventually. It worries me because I don't want to see Seth Rollins put into the background. Seth Rollins can have golden matches with almost anybody. And to be honest, I don't want to see Roman Reigns go backwards. And I'm afraid that they will with the breakup of the Shield. Because Ambrose, will end up as a world champion. There's just too much there. And I think there's a lot there for Sandow. Jesus Christ. I think there's a lot there for Reigns and Rollins to do. It's just a matter of where they go and where the scriptwriters decide to take them. Only time will tell. Speaking of time, who is Scott Weiland again? Okay, let's move on. What is the deal with the Wyatts? I don't know, and to be honest, it really makes me interested. Because something's going on with the Wyatts, and by them taking out Punk and Daniel Bryan, could we see those two team up to take on the Wyatts eventually? I'd like to see it. I would definitely pay to see it. I thought we were going to see Punk go after the WWE Championship, which would definitely make me a happy man. But if Punk and Bryan team up, if Punk and Daniel Bryan are in the same ring in any capacity, whether it's teammates or opponents, it's a good day for business. Bryan taking out Shawn. I don't know what to think about this. The rumors of Shawn possibly coming out of retirement and wrestling Bryan. Part of me would love to see it. Part of me would die to see it. Part of me doesn't want to see it at all. You know why I don't want to see it at all? Because I don't want to see Shawn Michaels do the same thing Ric Flair did. Shawn Michaels got the perfect send-off, just like Ric Flair did. Except Ric Flair took that send-off and shoved it down the toilet bowl. And yes, I am the same guy who adores Ric Flair. I met the man. My son has a picture in Raw magazine back around WrestleMania 20 where he is slapping 5 with the Nature Boy. I love the man. I think he was is a legend. Let's call it as we see it. But he had the perfect send-off from WWE. He took it and he dumped it. Michaels has the same thing. And if Michaels is smart, Michaels goes away, takes some time, hunts, does what he wants to do, enjoys himself, and then maybe when he comes back eventually down the road, who knows? Who knows? But right now, I do not want to see Shawn Michaels wrestle. And it's not because he's not capable of it. I'm sure he probably is. He had the perfect send-off. Stay out of in-ring competition. There's no need to get back into it anymore. I mean, let's also tell it as we see it, ladies and gentlemen. If guys like Shawn Michaels came back and wrestled, if guys like Austin came back and wrestled, what's going to happen to the guys that need the time? You've got all these young talents that aren't getting anywhere because they keep running back to the well. Isn't it time to give these guys a shot? I mean, you've got guys like the Wyatts who, as far as I'm concerned, could be main event contenders today. But I know they're getting built up slowly, and that's the right thing to do. But bringing guys like Michaels in and having him wrestle? No, you don't want to see it. Not yet. Maybe not even ever. I don't know. I just don't want to see Shawn Michaels contradict himself. I still try to figure out why the WWE even brought Michaels into the mix for that storyline. Yeah, I know why they brought him into the mix for that storyline, because of his ties to Daniel Bryan. But let's call it as we see it. Wouldn't it have been fun as hell to see Bob Backlund referee that Hell in a Cell match? Come on, think about that for a second. That psychotic maniac inside a cell trying to referee that match. Well, looked epic to me. I voted for Backlund. I know why they went with Michaels. Michaels needs to go away. You know, when Austin comes back, whenever that happens, it's going to be so goddamn beautiful because he's been gone so long. When Edge came back, it was beautiful because he had been gone so long. Michaels is back every other month. Is he still capable of performing? Of course he is. But think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Shawn, go away. Los Matadores. I don't like this tag team. I just don't. Let's just move on. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. The Divas. Somebody, I think my boy Daniel on Facebook said, why don't we just retire the championship and leave it with AJ because she pretty much has beaten every single person, every single diva on the roster. And my reaction to that statement is very simple. I agree. I mean, I don't know what else is left for AJ Lee to do. I really thought Brie was going to win the title at the pay-per-view. The fact that she didn't makes me think that they don't know what to do next. They have no confidence in any other talent in the Divas division to run with the championship. AJ has been that good. People might hate her. People might think she's annoying as hell. She sure as hell is easy on the eyes. But let's call it as we see it. She has been that good. She is the Divas division. I mean, maybe Tamina could make a run at her eventually when she breaks up with her. Isn't that going to be an interesting scenario? But who else is left? Think about it.